always wanted to write a poem about grieving. Because loss and I have crossed paths so many times, but I've yet to blend a rhyme that finds the poetry and mourning in your last morning. I've avoided writing poems about you as my pen transports me to that dark place where death found you, your room, stripped of your style. A new bed fit for you to part, with a meal beside you that we knew you'd never start. The cancer slowly stealing your grin, while the blinds stayed closed with no light let in. If there is a God, then this poem is a sin, because I still question why the fuck he let death win. See, but I refuse to let a poem about my grandma just be about the day she died. I am the descendant of the most resilient woman I ever knew. Mom left, so grandma raised my brother and I held us close like glue. If you had a hole in your pocket, best believe she'd lock it with a loving thread. There wasn't a night growing up when she didn't tuck us in the bed. I mean, she was the sunflower that grew from a broken concrete. A queen whose status was so high that the throne was her backseat. Her presence so loud that right now I can feel her on my shoulders. And I can hear her voice in my head. We are spiritual beings having a human experience, so who are you to tell me that my grandma is dead? This poem has lived inside of me for over a year. And it will never speak to the amount of tears that I've cried. You know, when my grandma was here, she used to ask me if I'd talk to her when she died. And at first I didn't really get that, because I had always feared it. But as always, she was right. This poem that you just heard is one of our recent conversations. And she told me to let you hear it. And at first I didn't really get that, because I've always feared it. But as always, she was right. She wants me to let you hear this poem so you don't feel like you have to fight when the human experience of grief is pulling at your life. I've always wanted to write a poem about grieving, because loss and I have crossed so many paths. But that holds a different meaning now, because me and my grandma, we still talk. We still sit and laugh. Thank you.